Streaming is big business these days. People are always trying to push the boundaries and see how they can get an audience. With a super saturated market, you have to do something different. And one big thing that's becoming insanely popular is using a GoPro to capture your live stream for cooking, chores, daily work, what have you. Now, with GoPro 7 and GoPro 8, you can use a live streaming feature from the GoPro app, but you need a way to capture that signal from the app to your OBS. And this is where GoPro2OBS comes into play. Before GoPro2OBS, the way you had to do this before was have like a custom FFmpeg set up and use an RTMP server. It was a whole mess. And if you're really smart in command line kind of things, it wasn't too bad. But for normal people, it was not ideal. It was extremely complicated for them. It was very hard. And this software took away all of that work. So let's get in and talk about GoPro2OBS and see exactly why you should buy it and what are some of the things you should look out for when using the product. Let's begin with the software. This software is $80 USD, and it's not too expensive. It's a very simple application in its execution, and the lifetime license that you get for your 80 bucks is technically worth it. It really is. To compare it to not having to create the FFmpeg and the script files and all that, this removes a lot of the work, and that is what you're paying for. You are paying for the convenience. When you open up the app, you get a 10-day free trial, which is incredibly nice of them. I do like that feature. Part of me wishes the trial was longer, but then again though, that'd also be the same mentality as if I said I wish the product was free to begin with. That's a stupid way to think. 10 days, good enough. It gives you plenty of time to work with the product. But one thing I really don't like is how it's set up per se. It is a very simple UI. You have your IP address, you have the model of camera that you're using, you have your preview screen, you have your power button, and you have your settings button. The power button is a very odd feature to have, considering it doesn't tell you overtly on the app itself that you have to hit this power button to turn on the app so that way you can connect your GoPro to the GoPro app. It's very strange that way, but you do have to do that, and all of the walkthrough stuff will be in a tutorial video coming up. But that was one thing, was I wish it would just kind of do an auto on or just had some automatic feature to it. That's really it. But anyways, you hit the power button, it turns on the app, and then you can capture your GoPro to the app. Now the preview screen is nice to have. It lets you hear your audio back, it lets you hear your video. And the settings, these are very cool things. You can set like the message for if you disconnect the app or if the app disconnects from itself. You can also set your audio if you want to just ignore the audio and put a buffer on. That's cool too. And it has this little thing called NDI, which I will come back to in a few minutes. Now, looking through the documentation, the app does tell you how to configure it to capture an OBS. It's a very straightforward configuration. I do like that. All you do is punch in the IP address into your GoPro and just connect to the GoPro app where you have to turn on the live stream, set your resolution, and hit go live. Once you go live, you can go into your sources and just capture it through that app, which is very nice. But this is where the first problem comes into play. The native app, and I tested this across Mir, Mission Control, and the Death Star, does not seem to work very well. It has this horrible audio stutter, as you can see here.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 test 1 2 test. Okay, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2. This is the GoPro Hero 8 Black. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 test 1 2.
It's not that good of a quality to have. Audio is incredibly important in live streaming. Nobody wants to watch a video in silence. This isn't the 1920s. And with that, it makes it kind of a questionable product for people as to wondering why I'm recommending it. And I couldn't seem to fix it. And Lord knows I tried. I tried everything under the sun. I couldn't seem to fix it. And this leads into the second problem. Was I emailed their support team. They did hit back to me very quickly because I was looking at how to change the bit rate for the resolution. And I asked them about this, and they have not responded to me in 3 days. Mind you, I'm recording this on a Friday, so it's technically been all week. But 3 days since I sent the last email to them, and they have not replied to me. Very poor customer service. Now, I'm not entitled to anything as a customer of the product, I get that, but it doesn't look good when there is a problem with the native app and you can't fix it, and there's no way to fix it because you can't see what the problem is. But in the preview, it's fine. In OBS, it's weird. I've looked into all sorts of Google remedies, couldn't figure it out. And as a result, I just kind of had to give up on it. But then, coming back into the settings, I saw it had NDI. NDI is a networking system, or is a networking protocol, where you can send a video audio signal over the network and have it be captured. This is what saved the product for me, was when I tested the NDI, it worked 100% perfectly.
Okay, and now let's do a sound test. Sorry if you guys hear some echo. 1, 2, 3. Sound test. Sorry if you guys hear some echo. 1, 2, 3. Sound test. Yep, okay. We are solid. Let's go do some cooking. This is where the real magic happens. Oh, man. Snug. Snug?
Absolutely flawless, absolutely stellar. I was absolutely thrilled. It's a very buried feature, but it's one that they should be touting a lot more. They should say they have NDI integration very openly. In fact, if I was them, I'd probably put that little checkbox right on the main UI. But NDI is what saved this product for me, because the audio video signal worked great. If there was any kind of audio video disconnect and latency, I can just go into OBS and increase the millisecond delay on the audio and make it sync up on my own. But that was the saving grace for this product for me, was the fact that it used NDI. Now, what are some of the other drawbacks to this? Well, the bitrate is locked, and that's not a fault of this product. Doing a lot of digging, I found that the bitrate is locked by GoPro to anywhere between 2,500 and 3,500-ish kilobits per second, which is great for 720p video. But if you go to 1080, you might run into some pretty big lag or stutter issues with the frames. It varies by person to person from what I can see, but I ran into some pretty horrible issues. So I stream at 720p on my GoPro and it works beautifully. That is really what I liked about this product, or about the software, was the fact that they simplified the process. They handle all of the back-end FFmpeg garbage that I don't want to deal with. And all I do is connect the app. But there was a third problem. There was a third problem with this product, and that is the reconnection issues. Now, if you use this system to do, say, a cooking stream, and you, I don't know, maybe turn on the microwave, and it, interrupts the signal and it drops the connection, when you reconnect, you might have an audio gap. And by audio gap, I mean an audio absence. And by audio absence, I mean you won't have audio. That is a huge, huge issue. Because you can try and close the app and restart it. You can try and reconnect your GoPro to it, and you might not get your audio back. That is really hard, because the option to solve this is stop the stream, close the app, close OBS, reopen the app, and reopen OBS, and then try and reload the stream, and that might fix the problem. But yes, that was a huge issue. Was I've realized if I do cooking streams, I can't use the microwave. Mind you, whenever I cook, I always have the oven on anyway, so that problem inherently kind of solves itself. But for a lot of people, that is an issue where you can have interruptions with a drop signal in numerous ways. I just picked the microwave because that's what I'm used to, but in numerous ways you can have a drop signal, and when you come back, you won't have audio. It's a giant pain in the butt. And the last gripe I had was it does appear to need to be opened in sequence of operations. You have to open the app, turn on the button, the power button that's not labeled well, but you have to turn that button on, then open OBS, then load up the GoPro app, then go live, then capture. You have to go in that sequence, or else you might once again not have functioning audio. I don't get it. I've asked them about it. They haven't replied to me back. And I can't really figure that whole logic situation out. As hard as my brain has tried, I can't figure it out. But that is apparently an issue that does exist with this product. And once again, use it across all 3 of my test machines, and it seems to be a consistent problem. But do I recommend this product? Absolutely. Why? Because NDI. NDI saved this product. Without NDI, this product would be 100% trash. It wouldn't be worth $8, yet alone $80. But NDI does save it, and with it being fully functional, with it actually working, I can say that I recommend it, but I can't recommend the fact that $80 USD is what they're charging. I don't like that they don't have local currency conversion rates, based especially now at the time of this recording with the global pandemic happening. Dollar values are fluctuating like crazy across the world. I'd really like to see some regionalization, but you know what? It is a fair price for a lifetime product. The fact that they're not doing it as a subscription is a huge bonus, which is so sad to have to say, but it is a bonus. Well, there you guys have it. That is the review of GoPro2OBS. I hope you guys found this video interesting. If you want a setup tutorial video, make sure you hit subscribe button on the channel so that way you know when that video is going to go live, and make sure you click that bell icon too. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to see reviews or tutorials for other softwares or other products, let me know in the comment box down below. I've been Arif. This has been a review of GoPro2OBS, and I'll see all of you on the next video. Bye.